Hey guys, it's Sheena. I'm going to run you through this Van Gogh layout that I'm making. I actually made this video, or made this layout a long time ago, probably back in May, I want to say, and today's September 27th, so it's been quite a long time. This is actually like the fifth time I'm recording the audio for this video, so it's kind of driving me a little bit insane. I think this video is cursed, and I don't know, the last time it was rendering fine, this past time that I just did it today, and then as it was rendering, the computer shut down and it crashed, and I hadn't saved the audio on this video, which is crazy because I always do that, so I'm a little bit out of practice. The whole reason I am doing this layout is I came back from New York in May. Stu and I had gone up to New York for the weekend, and we went to this exhibit at the Met for Van Gogh irises and roses, and they wouldn't let you take photos of the actual paintings. So I bought these four postcards in the gift shop so that I could have memories of what those paintings looked like. And when I got back from New York, there was this quote card that you see there in the click kit by Van Gogh himself, and it said, great things, what does it say? Great things are done by a series of small things brought together, something like that. And see how lovely that layout looks? It's gorgeous, right? Now, I'm very happy with it. I'm going to take everything off of this piece of paper and then not remember how it goes down. And so you'll see me playing with this for quite a long time because I had those postcards of the paintings how I wanted them, and now I can't remember. So I'm walking through that again. Quite annoying. I need to get into the habit of taking photos once I get a layout like where I want it, so that I remember how to put it back, because this wasted a whole lot of time to figure this all back out. So like I said, Stu and I went up to New York to see these paintings at the Met, and this was the first time these four paintings were together. He painted them shortly before he died while he was in the mental institution, and it was springtime, and he was upset that he was missing spring out in the world around him, so he decided that he would paint about spring, and it was during the period of his life when he was really experimenting with color, and unfortunately you can't see the contrast in these paintings. Now the postcards are exact replicas of what the paintings look like today, but when he painted them, those white flowers that you see were actually a very bright pink. He was playing with the colors of pink and green and purple and yellow. And because of the pigments in the paint that he used, they faded over time. In fact, there is evidence that he painted them, and then the year later, when he died, they had already shown some signs of fading. And now over the years, as you can see, the one photo of the irises, it looks almost entirely white, even though it was yellow at the time that he painted it. And then the roses that you see were a vibrant pink, but now they look white because of the pigments that he used and how they faded over time. So I'm still playing with how to put the pictures of the paintings on this layout. I want to put them in such a way where I have some room to do a little bit of embellishment. I don't want to embellish too much on this layout because I want the paintings to stand out. And I picked that background paper, that green background paper, because I really wanted to play on the colors that he used in his photos. So I'm going to use like a pink and a green color scheme. So now I have the photos where I want them, and I'm going to go through and try to figure out what I'm going to use to embellish, because like I said, I don't want the embellishments to take away from what these paintings are. So I'm going to play with a bunch of the die cuts and things that are on my desk, and just go through a lot of I'm going to spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to embellish this, and then you'll see coming up in a little bit that I actually walk away from this layout because I don't know what I'm going to do. So I actually leave it sitting on the craft desk for a while, and now I'm back, and I've thought about it, and now I have a better idea of what I want to do. So I knew that I wanted to play with the green and the bright pink, so I pulled out these bright pink thickers, and I'm going to give this page two titles. The first one at the top is going to be Van Gogh at the Met, very original, I know, and then the bottom one will say Irises and Roses. So these paintings, they've only been brought together, like I said, that one time at the Met. The Met owns two of them, and then there's a art museum in DC. I can't remember which one, but one of them belonged to a art museum in DC, and then the other one belongs to the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam, which I definitely one day want to get to, because he is my favorite painter of all time. More so because of the story of his life than I mean, I love his paintings. I think they're great, but it's the story of his life that I really kind of reflect on when I think about the struggles that I've been through, and depression, and those sort of things, and what he was able to accomplish through the madness that he must have felt. And I think that if you suffer from depression, clinically diagnosed depression, I think that you can understand that kind of madness and emptiness that sort of goes through you when you're in the middle of a depressive episode. So his story really resonates with me. So, like I said, I'm putting the two titles. I was going to right align this at the bottom, but then decided that I thought it would look better aligned to left align it, and now I thought it was going to look better right aligned, but it's going to leave me with a little bit of a conundrum, because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that lower left-hand corner there. So I'm going to just line this up, and those stickers, you can put them down anywhere, because you don't really have to worry about them too much, because they won't stick. You're always going to have to put an additional bit of adhesive on those stickers, because they're not going to stick. So you don't need to use wax paper or anything like that for these, because the stickers are just going to come back up. These are some gold foil stickers that I got in one kit at some point, and I used the word awesome out of that sticker sheet on another layout, and it drove me crazy to the words are not cut through. And I ripped it, and it was just a pain. So I'm going to eventually ditch this idea and not put this word down in that lower left-hand corner. And after this video was over, when I was cleaning up, I just threw those stickers away, because they're such a pain in the butt to use. So now I'm just trying to figure out how I want to embellish this. And as you can see, I have those Tim Holtz adornments up there in the upper left-hand side of your screen. So I'm actually going to use those, but I'm not sure how I want to embellish this. And this is very typical of what I do during my process. When I don't know what the next step is, I either walk away from the layout and think about it for a little bit, or I'll just sit down and do my journaling. And while I'm doing my journaling, I'll think about how else I want to embellish the layout. So I basically just embellish layouts and things like that until I'm satisfied with the way that they look. And really, I could have finished this journaling and this page would have been just fine the way it was, but just with that one little flare badge and then the long title. But I wanted something a little bit special on this layout, so I'm going to use those Tim Holtz adornments in those flower patterns that you see in the upper left-hand corner there. And as soon as I'm done my journaling, I'll do this. I'll tell you that the voiceover for this video isn't going to be one of my best. After having recorded this audio for this video 5 times now, it kind of loses something after a while. When you first do your recording, you have, lots of stories, and you just finish the layout, so you really know, what you were doing and what you were thinking. And then by the 5th time, you're like, maybe music in the background would be better. Because you're just so over it. It's like, this video is cursed. So we're gonna see if this one doesn't work, we're gonna put this one to music and call it a day, because I just can't do this again. It's very frustrating. So now I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put those little flowers. And I thought that they added something. They gave the layout a little bit of emphasis and a little bit of focus without taking away from the photos. So it added to. And the worst thing about brads is, poking them through your layout and trying to get everything to stay while you're adhering them. Look at the back of that paper. Isn't it gorgeous? Sometimes you just have to sacrifice one for the other, but oh, I have such a hard time just trying to decide, what paper would be best, when I really should stop that because I don't really need any more paper in my room. Of course, it's funny to me because, like, you'll be looking for a green and, you have 50 million pieces of paper, but you can't find that green or that sport or whatever you're looking for, that theme. So, it doesn't matter how much paper you have, you still need more or think you do. Anyway, I'm going to challenge myself in the coming year that I'm going to do no scrapbooking shopping at all for a whole year. I want to focus on, Stu and I are doing some remodeling around the house, and I really want to focus on doing that kind of stuff. So, and I really want to use up what's in my craft room. So I'm going to try to go the whole year of 2016 without buying any sort of scrapbooking supplies other than, like, your the things you use all the time, like adhesive and things like that. So I'm going to put this last sixth brad down, and I love the new brads where they look like brads, but they're just glue dotted on the back. They're fantastic. And I could have done that with these, except for the fact that they have holes in the center, obviously, for the brad to go through, and I didn't want to see that hole. So the brads went through, and it gives it a good look. And now I'm going to add this quote, because I wasn't sure. I didn't want to leave that left-hand side there blank. So I'm going to add this quote that I'm not going to be able to read. I don't have this layout in front of me. When I got to Florida, I'm visiting with Shelly this weekend in Florida, and she said to me, "Do you know your Van Gogh video that's up on YouTube is only 43 seconds long?" And I was like, "What? Not that video." And so, yeah, that's why I'm doing it again. And that's also why I'm doing the voiceover without the layout in front of me, because it's in Baltimore. It's where I live, and I'm down here with Shelly hanging out, and she has this post ready to go on our blog. She just needs the video done. So I had Stu send me the raw files so I could once again do this video. And if it doesn't go through this time, like I said, I'm going to just put some music on this and call it a day. So here's a look at the final layout, and so I just added that quote down there that I can't remember what it says, but it says something about paintings are like flowers, they both fade, or paintings, what's it say? Paintings fade like flowers is what it said, and that's a Van Gogh quote, and it's funny that he said that, kind of ironic in a way when you consider the pigment he used in his paintings and how much his paintings did fade over the course since he painted them. So I hope you enjoyed the layout. I hope that the video and the rendering all goes well this time, and I will talk to you guys next time. Take care. Bye.